We are now live. Um, I don't know if our conversation from before is going to appear. I can't imagine it appearing. Anyway, hello and welcome to BL Week in Review, where we talk about all things BL.
Yay! We'll cover upcoming series that just ended, and maybe a little bit of tea.
I am your host, BL Songbird.
And I'm your host, Beth.
Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the live chat today. Everybody's super nice, and I think we're all going to have a lot of fun. So, everyone loves a little tea in their lives. Beth, go ahead and give us all the news.
All right, cool. Well, Songbird, while you pull up the first thing, something that I just wanted to mention for everybody. We had talked about the series Fan Service, which is on YouTube. That's a Korean BL, and Awakening the Step, that is also on YouTube on the Secret of Us channel. Gaga Ulala has actually picked those up. So we can, you don't have to go behind the paywall on YouTube anymore for fan service if you have a Gaga Ulala.
Pretty exciting.
And Awakening the Step, they put it all together into a movie version. So if you don't want to go through all the separate episodes on YouTube, you can watch the full movie version on Gaga now. So yay!
Pretty exciting stuff. Absolutely.
Yes.
We are ready to go.
All right. I cannot see it on my end, but if you want to let me know what's first.
We are starting on D-Hub House, I Flower You.
Okay, so D-Hub House has announced some series coming up. Songbird, I don't know if you know a little more about this than I do.
Not a lot. We have obviously have the two actors that are going to be leading this series, Job Tuchapan and Borapat Jamsat. And it is a first announcement, so there's not even a preview. They had like their like visual was a revealing of the title. So we don't have a lot about this, but from what I understand, it's about a funeral director and a flower shop owner who meet.
Okay, great. Perfect.
So that'll be interesting. Next up is Don't Be Too Emotional, which was adapted from the novel Rule Number One, Don't Be Too Emotional, which is going to be starring T. Bunyakait and Donut Patarapan and Corn Palat, and it is going to be on ITE. There's also, once again, like they revealed the actor posters essentially, but not a lot of information. So, but we do have two series coming from them this year.
Perfect. And just for anybody who doesn't know, D-Hub House, they did I Feel You Linger in the Air, they did Step by Step, they did Knockout, they did what was the other one I just looked up? I can't remember. They've produced or been part of production on a fair amount of series, but I feel like the big ones are I Feel You Linger in the Air, and Step by Step wasn't necessarily big, but I feel like that was one of their first ones where they were, I think, one of the main producers or one of the only producers on that. So yeah, so we'll see how these series turn out. All right.
Absolutely. Hopefully they go well. D-Hub House is known for being like pretty good with their series.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, we're on to Starstruck Media.
Okay, so now they have officially announced that it is Darwin Off-Road. So anyone who guessed that from the little shadow they posted earlier, you are correct. They are coming to New York City. The venue, they're coming to the same venue that they did last time, which is the Melrose Ballroom. It's in Queens. And yeah, it was a great venue. I had so much fun at their fan meet last time. I would dare to say that their fan meet has been my favorite one that I've attended so far in the US. So I definitely think that I'm going to try to go back for this one. I think that they're just really good entertainers. They're really, really, really funny. And I feel like, of course, understandably, a lot of the actors who come to the US are a little jet lagged when they come, and they, you know, they do their best. They try their hardest, but you can sometimes tell during their performances. However, Dow and Off Road were crazy. Their energy was like through the roof, and they literally went out and partied like the night in between their 2 days of the fan meet, and so they were just here to like have a good time. It was kind of crazy. I loved it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I will be so jealous because I also missed the last one and I am going to miss
Oh,
this one as well. I
sad day.
still want to hear Dao Wu sing at some point.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I will say that his voice is even more amazing in person. Like you can only get so much from watching him like on the phone. It's like insane in person. And he was dancing and moving and like not out of breath, like just
Ugh,
top tier performer.
I am so jealous. Okay, anyway, so yes, the Wicked Game is
Yes.
coming uh to New York. Lucky
Huzzah.
people. All right, we are on to FIFA and Copper.
Oh yeah, okay. So this literally just happened today. So I guess
Oh,
it's tea
what
from
is going
today.
on in this
But
video?
so Dumandi had its New Year party today. So basically, this
Oh,
this has kind of shaped up to be Dumandi's version of the GMMTV outing a little bit, where they
okay.
can
Seems
they
like it.
yeah, they can wear costumes. They have a big party. This is the first time that they've done it in such a big venue, though. Obviously because they have more people now. But they used to do it in like a little like bar area where they had, you know, they still had a place where they could sing and stuff in the front, but it was in a smaller place. But this one looks like they actually rented out like a big event space, the stage and everything. But yeah, there's like a costume contest. Off the CEO of Dumandi usually gives everyone a gift, but they have to draw lots. So like some people end up with like fans, but some people end up with like iPhones. So it's like a very wide range of very expensive gifts to very non-expensive gifts. So everyone gets really excited if they win an iPhone or if they win like some big prize. Um,
Absolutely.
and but yeah, so this is just a clip of some of the Gen 5 boys being crazy. They all dressed up as Sailor Moon characters and just messing around. So if you scroll through the
Absolutely.
hashtag, I'm sure there will be many other amazing videos to peruse. But yeah, I just
Yes.
picked one for now.
Yeah, definitely one of those hashtags that would be fun to scroll through.
Yes.
All right, and then we have Tui.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is not quite BL, but BL adjacent because Lycan was in Tempo and also William and
Yeah.
Jesse William is in Lycan. But their new single came out. I believe it's called No Way, and I'm so proud of Tui because as we maybe know, Tui wrote one of their songs, the one called Like You in the past, and he's also like
Mhm.
started to help produce things with Gang Som, who is the producer of Riser Music. But on this song specifically, you can see the list here. He was the assistant producer. He helped write the lyrics. He helped write the melody, and
Pretty cool.
he was also a vocal director on this song. Which I'm just so proud of him that he's getting to do all of these things and live out his music producer dreams.
That is absolutely that's actually really special for sure.
Yeah.
Is
So
that it for today or is there more?
there are a few more. Yes.
Okay, so Clover is this week. We have Clover.
Yes, so Clover also BL adjacent because all of our friends in Clover are in BL. We have Keen from C Keen. We have
Yes.
Bao, who's been in BL. We have Ashi, who's also been in BL, and Barcode, who of course has been in BL. So their new single came
Hmm.
out as well. It is called Bad Boy No Do. I will be honest, I have not watched the MV yet, but I've heard clips from on X, and it sounds really, really awesome. So I'm excited for them. I like their vibe. They're like Riser Music's like kind of happy boy band vibe. So I enjoy it.
There you go. And then we have, oh, yeah, you had to post this. You definitely, Jung is at it again.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes, he
Yeah,
is.
I found this one. So, if anyone doesn't know, Jug has been his own promotion for Dare You to Death, like, this whole time. And he's been posting, he would tape posters to his back, his fans started doing it too, and, you know, he went to vote in a suit made of the Dare You to Death poster. So, this is pretty
Yes.
iconic. So I had to talk about it.
That is very, very, very. Oh, I don't even. I saw that earlier this week, and I was laughing so hard. Yeah, it was really funny.
Yep. So there you
And
go.
then Titi Por.
Okay, so yeah, this is another big, it's not necessarily under a hashtag, but I'm sure if you were scrolling through X at all in the last week, you guys saw it. The Kasert University Fair was happening, and any alumni, some of the alumni from the university had booths, including Da'u. Da'u had a crepe booth that he was running, and because of that, and because of other celebrities that were also running booths, all celebrities throughout the whole industry would come and join people. So especially Da'u. Da'u was there like almost every night. So there's a ton of videos on X with him in them. I just chose this one because Titi and Por are adorable, but he was messing around with people, like pushing them together and shipping everyone, and he was messing with Ooh Save, and Nunu came to visit him, and a lot of industry people came to visit him. But yeah, he was just being a troll everywhere, and it was great.
Yeah, Da'u is a shipper.
He is
100%. Absolutely.
He's a Numwai.
And Nunu. Although I think this is more than Nunu. This is for the new reality show that's coming out, I think.
Yes. So Nunu, Tay from Tay New from GMTV, Jeff Sutter, and some other people, Ink, and I know Oat is his name. Anyways, they're all doing this reality show. I know we mentioned it either last week or the week before, called Running Man Thailand, but the official trailer came out. It looks hilarious. I'm so excited. It's very like GMMTV reality show-esque, and so it's kind of fun to see these other people who don't usually get to do reality shows in a reality show. But I'm really curious to see, because Tay Tawan is like the ace at these. He's been in GMMTV for literally ever and has done these reality shows for like 20 million years. So I'm super curious if that like helps him win, or if it's doesn't matter, or like if these new people coming in are crazy. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens, but it looks great. I think it starts on the 22nd of this month, but it's going to be on IGE. I can't wait.
They have to jump off of a building, blindfolded. Okay, that'll be
Yeah,
all right.
no,
Anyway,
no big
totally,
deal.
completely.
It's fine. Yeah, it looks really extreme.
Just a little bit. I mean, we had a broken finger at the end of the day, so it's got to be a little extreme.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but yeah, that might be the last one. I'm not sure what the next one is.
It was Bonchon.
Okay, yeah. So, yep, that is the end of the tea for today, friends.
Oh, the end of the tea. All right. Okay, so amazingly enough, we don't have any coming soon this week.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, zero coming soon this week. It's pretty crazy, right? Like,
that is crazy.
What are we gonna do with ourselves?
Right?
Actually, that's just simply because both series, came out yesterday. So
yeah, that's true. Just to go to the comments, Katie says, "I'm not American, but I'm happy for those who are getting all these fan meetings." Yes, well, hopefully wherever you are, you will also get fan meetings eventually. That would be really nice. I feel like they're expanding into other countries, so hopefully they will come see you. I really hope they sub it. Yes, I mean, I would think that they would. I'm assuming that's for Running Man Thailand. I'm assuming they're going to sub it just because all of those people in it are very like international. They have a lot of international fans, so it would be
right.
And I feel like IGE provides subtitles for all of its shows. So I think even it's just through them, I believe. Hopefully, it should have subs.
Yeah, and even if it's not subtitled immediately, it's subtitled within like 24 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Because everybody complains. We're like, what are you doing? Why haven't you subbed our show yet?
Right? We demand our subtitles.
The
then
one
Deloria
on the
said,
right is Nice, who played Keen, one of the main leads in Knockout. Oh, okay. Yeah. That would have been for one of the D House new productions.
oh yes, this is true. Yes, I really liked him in Knockout. And then DeLorean says the Korean version has been running for years, 700 plus episodes. Wow, okay. Now I feel like I should go like watch the Korean version.
Right?
Just
That might be fun.
see what they're getting into. Oh my gosh. Okay. So
Man, oh
now
man.
we're on to what came out this past week, our episode 1.
Yeah. Should we watch it now or should we like wait to binge it later? That's the big question we always ask
The
here.
question, yes.
All right, so we're starting with Tide of Love season 2. It started last Wednesday, February 4th. So it'll be airing on Wednesdays. It's from Korea. It's on Gaga Ulala in select countries, and then it's also on iQIYI in select countries. And it is a continuation of Tide of Love. And well, that is all I have for that one because yeah, I don't have a lot to say about that show.
Yeah, so neither, obviously Songbird and I both try to watch every single thing that we're talking about. However, neither of us have been able to watch this one yet. If anyone has started season 2, please let us know in the comments. I'm curious to see if we think it's going to be better than season 1. Is the production quality better? We heard rumors that they have more money this season. What do we think? Asul says it was okay. It could be watched weekly because it is quite slow. Okay. Interesting.
That's good to know. That's good to know because, yeah, I actually didn't make it through season 1 either at the confession. So in general, yeah, obviously season 2 won't be happening for me. So sorry, everybody. But
I might give it a chance just to see, just so I can chat about it. But we'll see. I did not get through season 1 either, so I'll probably be confused about what's happening. But yeah, so there we go.
All right. There we go.
Right.
There's the first one.
So next we have Laundry Romance. It's one of those short Korean shows. It's on the True Film YouTube channel. It came out on Thursday. I watched this one. It was really cute, honestly. Like,
Actually,
it
yeah.
is about 2 people who meet at a laundromat, but it was like, it was just very, how do I say this? It was just kind of very mysterious. Like, there's a gentleman who's sitting by himself in the laundromat, and then a guy who comes in to do his laundry all the time, and he just happens to run into this man like all the time. And when you're seeing a guy like reading a book, he's handsome, he's got glasses on, and you see him all the time, of course you're gonna be like, who is this man? What is his life? What's going on? And so then
right?
They start talking, and I don't know, it was just, the characters are really cute. And the one of the main leads was the friend in Checkered Shirt, the friend that like messed up their relationship at the end. But he's one of the main leads, so it was cool to see him again. So yeah, I would say, I mean, if you don't want to watch 10-minute episodes every week, I think you probably could wait to binge it. But I don't know, it's super cute. I would recommend it. I'm gonna keep watching.
Sweet. Yeah, so I watched it as well, and I agree, and I would be the binger.
There you go.
I actually have a running list now because I'm saying that more and more lately. I have a running list of binge shows to like remember to watch later because otherwise,
Right?
like it might just fall right off and disappear. But yeah.
Yes.
So that one will be fun. The next one is Love After Addiction. That started on Friday, but it is airing on Fridays and Saturdays, and there are already 4 episodes out because it was a big old weekend. It is from China. It is on Gaga Ulala and YouTube, and it really does. It was just a cute little start for sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I watched so I only watched EP1 so far. I haven't gotten through the 4 that are out, but
Okay.
EP1 didn't really give us much. It was like it introduced the characters a little bit, but excuse me, we didn't really get a lot of the idea of like what's going to happen. I mean, we got a little bit of the backstory, but I'll be curious to see, because my friend my friend was like, "Oh, it's super cute and fluffy." And after watching EP1, I was like, I'm not really getting cute and fluffy vibes from EP1. So I'm curious if I will think it's cute and fluffy or if it's got other stuff going on. So we'll
I don't
see.
know. I would call it, I think I called it fluffy with toxic undertones or something along those lines.
Ooh,
So
okay.
it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. And yeah, I would say since there's 2 episodes a weekend anyway, after the 4 episode first weekend, might as well watch it week to week and join the conversation, right? That's
Yeah,
my thought on that one.
right.
All right,
Another
let's hit the comments for a minute.
yeah, I was gonna say. So let's see, blah blah blah. Raisa says, "Tide of Love season 2. It is a thing I watched, and that's all I can say about it." Okay, that's a great opinion. I love that.
There you go.
There
That's
you go.
perfect. I love it.
Yes. The series is quite similar to their previous series, and I liked the first episode. I'm assuming that's about a laundry romance. Yes, we liked the first episode too. DeLorean says Tide of Love 2 has 30-minute episodes instead of the 10. Oh,
Wow.
interesting. So they're trying to expand, but it did not make it any better. Okay. I love it. And then Asul says, "Love After Addiction. It's very nice to have a lighthearted BL from China." This is true. I feel like, a lot of them, we did mention last week, a lot of them can be toxic sometimes. So it's nice to
Hmm.
have a more lighthearted one. I feel like
Absolutely.
the last one I saw, I mean, I don't know if it came from China or Taiwan specifically, but I feel like the last one I saw that was more lighthearted was See Your Love. I feel like that one was really nice. It had some drama, but it wasn't like super crazy. It was very
True. Very true.
it
And
feels
then gentle. It feels
that's
gentle. Interesting.
I love that. All right.
Yeah. Very cool.
He the main couple actors are producing themselves. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for the tea, DeLorean. So I was impressed, and they used the nostalgia from Addicted. Oh, but they are not the same characters. People are mad. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I was confused for a minute because I thought I kept seeing posts saying that it was like a
Mhm.
like a offshoot or a continuation or something, but it's not quite. Which
I
is, if anything, like it could be. Yeah, no, it's not related, I don't think.
okay. Yeah,
Which is interesting.
I know that whenever things change, there's always a section of the internet that's angry.
Yeah, right. It's interesting how that works.
Yep. Okay, next one we have Hello Love. This one is on YouTube on the Corn X station from Cambodia. Corn is CORNEX for anyone curious. That one came out on Sunday. I watched EP1. It seems, it's kind of classic, like low budget YouTube
Hmm.
film, which I always, whenever I watch things, I go in just judging it for what it is. I'm not trying to compare it with other things that
Sure.
have money, etc. But I was intrigued by the story. I think that the two characters, when they met, they had some sort of like, "Why do you feel familiar to me?" thing. So I'm not sure if we're gonna
Hmm.
be like, are we, were we lovers in a past life? Did we meet as kids and we don't remember? Like, I'm curious where the story is going. Disclaimer, I will say that the English subs are not perfect. They're good enough where you can
No.
understand what's going on, but you do have to kind of piece it together a little bit. So if that's tough for you, maybe not watch it or maybe try to binge it later. But yeah, I feel like I was able to still piece it together, but they're not quite exact.
No, I would say they might have been, it could be AI generated, and AI generated subtitles get a little funky sometimes with the base
Mm,
language, depending on how complicated the base language is. So, yeah, you do have to kind of be used to those kinds of subtitles and be willing to work some things out for sure. We'll be watching it week to week though, because it is going to be the new show that I'm watching on my Discord channel for everybody who follows and is joined and is a Patreon subscriber. This is the show that has been chosen. Everybody wanted to watch something from somewhere small or somewhere different, somewhere that we don't normally see BLs come out of. And I was like, well, this one's airing right now.
Great.
Why don't we watch this one?
I love that. So
right?
go join
cool.
Songbird's Discord and watch Hella Love with everyone.
All right, so next is Yesterday, which is just still getting to me. It's airing on Mondays. It started yesterday. Yesterday started yesterday with 2 episodes. It is on Tencent, otherwise known as WeTV in the it's on otherwise known as WeTV in other countries besides the United States, is Tencent in the US. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I would say watch it week to week so you can crash out with people and maybe like get questions answered if you're a little confused, because I think this isn't too much of a spoiler. It's just enough that if people are wondering, like I saw a lot of people wondering about timelines. I'm pretty sure we're dealing with 3. I agreed with a few other people who thought that we were dealing with 3 timelines. It's hard to tell when one or the other is going on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I would say watch it week to week with everybody, or I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty toxic for a binge. I'm not a fan of toxic binges. I'd rather take them in pieces because they're so toxic, and this would be one of those.
Can't handle all the toxicity at once.
No, I can't. Not at all. I can't handle all the toxicity at once. No way. No way. And this one is particularly, let's just say Pete plays his character really well. Really, really well. Yeah.
I have not watched EP1 yet, but I've seen clips, and Black Flag Pete seems really interesting. I am very excited to start. I don't know, when Black Flags are played well, it's just so good. It's like when someone can play a good villain, I love it. I'm like, yes, please, because I feel like villains or Black Flags or people who have dark intentions can be difficult to play sometimes because, I mean, hopefully, obviously, a lot of our actors are good people and good humans, so they might not, have actual experience feeling these things, and so I feel like it's tough to get into that mindset. So when someone can pull it off, I'm always like, that's really cool.
It is pretty cool, yeah. So, and from the comments, it was a lot. Yeah. That's
Yes. DeLorean said that they really enjoyed that Fort Pete were not playing the same type of roles again. That is another thing that I'm excited to see, because it's always nice to see people switch it up and play different characters, especially because for Pete, we've only seen him play like soft, like people who are manipulated, not people who manipulate. So it'll be fun to see him like switch that up.
Absolutely. And then I'm so curious how they ended up where they are, quote unquote, today with how they started in the beginning. So yeah, I agree, DeLorean. It is going to be a complex character study. I'm very curious as well how they ended up in the situations they ended up in later from where they started, especially Pete's character. So, anyways, it's a lot to swallow. We are here for you. Feel free to reach out if you need it. That's all we'll say here for now.
Right.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot to be said later.
Cognac Girl says, yes, Pete was very surprisingly good. Oh, I love that. I also love seeing people like see their acting improve over the years as well, which is really exciting.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next, we had a lot of EP1s last week. So nothing coming soon, but a lot of things that like came out. So the next and last one is MuTeLuv has its last installation. So if anyone doesn't know, MuTeLuv has been a series that's made up of small, tiny stories. And each story
Mm-hmm.
has been 4 episodes, and it's been going on for a while now. And this is the last one. It is called Love Me If You Swear with Surf and Java. We saw them last in Head to Head. We love them. It's from Thailand on the GMMTV YouTube channel. It's on Mondays. And I love them. I loved, so technically this one was filmed before Head to Head, as far as I know. And so it's like, Surf and Java play these gang leaders essentially, and then something happens where they end up having to go to 9 temples to make merit, and so things happen, of course. But yeah, EP1 was really charming. It was funny. It was cute. And it was just hilarious to see Surf and Java like at each other's throats. It was great. I love a good enemies to lovers story.
That is definitely what we're getting ourselves into with that one. Week to week or binge it later?
I think because it's only 4 episodes, it might be a good binge. Yeah, I think it's like cute and fun. I mean, if you just need your Surf Java fix, you can watch it weekly. I'll probably won't be watching it weekly because I love them. But yeah, think because it's so short, it might be a good binge later.
That is true. They are both total menaces. The show should be fun.
Yes, they are. If anyone didn't notice, I actually forgot to mention in our live about Head to Head during the Head to Head final EP event. Apparently Surf had said if they got a certain amount of tweets on X that he would kiss Java on his cheek 4 times.
Oh.
He had to do it. And Surf kissed him 3 times. And then, of course, Java, being the menace that he is, on the 4th kiss, turned his head. So they actually kissed at the event. And Surf, they both, Surf freaked out, of course. He was like, what are you doing? But it was really cute, and it was all over the internet. And so, yes, they are menaces. I agree.
They are menaces in real life, too. Okay, good to know.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
They really play well together on screen and off. I agree. They have really fun chemistry. Surf is just so chill, and I feel like Java is just crazy in his own way, and so it's fun to see them hang out off screen. So yeah.
All right. So we're moving on to the shows that ended. For those who love binging things, this is your moment. Honest thoughts, no spoilers, everybody. We do have a spoiler section coming. That spoiler section is going to be filled with Burnout Syndrome primarily. That was the big things. But in the meantime, let's have just a little overview. Should people watch it? Should they not? Let's find out. Speaking of such things, the first one is Burnout Syndrome. It is from Thailand. You can find it on iQIYI. It's got 10 episodes. Those episodes are like 50 minutes each. So that is a nice little chunk of watch time right there. And it is your classic romance, messy drama kind of thing going on there with the side of toxicity, complex characters, and really beautifully done, like almost artwork like cinematography and sound. Yeah. And obviously with all of that, it's an absolute watch for people. It didn't get a lot of attention, which is weird to me anyways. But yeah, absolutely. I think it needs to go on the must watch list.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone must watch this. I think that the reason why, I think there's probably a few reasons why it didn't get as much attention. I think that Often Gun are an older ship, and they have, of course, a very dedicated fandom, but it was a very adult premise that had, and it's not our classic BL, like there's no tropes in it. There's no no one's gonna fall and accidentally kiss each other. No one's going to do any of those cute things. It was really the characters were really real. They were very different from characters we normally see. The story was told very differently from the way that we normally see a lot of Asian stories told. It was very mysterious and complex. It wasn't fully sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with this, but sometimes some of the Asian stories can be like kind of very clearly laid out. Like, here's the plot, this is what's happening. It's very linear. Whereas this one I felt like was very just not in that fashion. It was very like scene to scene, emotion to emotion. And if you just want to see really beautiful art and really good acting, like Dune was off the charts for me. Like
brilliant.
In the spoiler section, I'll go into more about why I really, really loved his acting, but it was just like, and Off and Gun, of course, are amazing as well, but I kind of expected them to be good, whereas Dune, I know is good, but like, you really see him and his talent in this. And so, yes,
absolutely.
Must watch. Please watch. Watch it now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Things about this one is now in my top 10 Thai BLs of all time. So.
Oh, well, that's fancy. I don't think I have a top 10, but if I did, it would probably be there. It'll be definitively way up there at on my end of the year countdown list for sure this year. If it's not, that means that there were some really, really fantastically brilliant shows this year, which that would be super exciting. But otherwise, yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be way up there for the end of the year too. And everybody else is agreeing with us. Yes, must watch, smart story. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess Katie, yeah, go for it. You were going to say
I was just going to say, Katie, you're right, because if Katie might actually know this, but if for anyone else who doesn't know, Burnout Syndrome was directed by the same person who did Not Me. And so it is definitely like if you don't like the style, then it's, you know, it's understandable. But I think that it was just brilliant. But I mean, you know, I do know that there's a whole section of people who didn't necessarily like it. But yeah, it just depends on what type of media you want to consume. Some people like things that are easy to digest. Some people like things that are fluffy. Some people, you know, I don't know, like this one makes you think a little harder. And so and there's nothing wrong with not, you know, liking that, but I don't know. I just, I thought it was brilliant. Don't expect a romancy story. Oh yeah, that's the other thing for everyone. Don't expect romancy, like super cuteness. It is not that. So it's more about the characters and their emotional journey, I would say.
Yes.
Like romance and, you know, lust are part of it, but it's not, it's not your classic rom-com. Exactly.
Or, you know, and they do, when you talked about this like linear fashion that they tell stories in, it's not just Asia. I feel like that linear fashion is the classic romance line.
That's true. That's true. We do it here too. We definitely do it here too.
We do it here too, right? It's the classic order of things, and this one does not follow that classic order in any way, shape, or form. So if you're looking for something unique, I suppose this is it. But if you like to feel comfortable in the classic pattern, then this is not it. All right. We'll talk more in a minute though.
Yes. So we also have Awakening the Step. I mentioned this one earlier. It is from China. It's on the Secrets of Us YouTube channel, and now in a movie version is on Gaga Ulala. It was short episodes, so I would prefer watching the movie version just so that way you don't have to go from episode to episode. It's like romance drama. I will say I didn't hate it. I thought that the cinematography was really good, especially for like one of the short shows on YouTube. I thought that the style was really cool. It almost reminded me of like an American 80s movie. Like the way that it was filmed and the filter, it kind of it gave that vibe. And the only thing I would say is there was a part of the plot later on in the movie where I was like, is this really where we're going? I thought that it seemed odd that it was so important, this part of the plot, and was the catalyst for something. But I would say, I don't know. I would say you could watch it once, in my opinion.
Watch it once. Okay.
Yeah. Give it a try.
I felt like there was there were parts of the story that were choppy, and I had a complaint about one part, and then the group that I was with was telling me how that was like a pretty classic trope in the 80s. So to go along with your 80s thing,
Oh, that's so funny.
even the part that bothered me was like something that was pretty common back then in like the hetero plots. And so I'm just like, that got to me a little. It's like, why are we doing it this way? And then like the abrupt cut was weird. Yeah, there was some interest. It'd be funny if we're all talking about similar things. But anyway, yeah, the actors, they I don't know, but the acting was okay.
Yeah, I thought the acting was pretty decent. Also,
I had some storyline issues, that's all.
yeah, also says it was a welcome change from the studio. Yes, and I enjoyed the local cultural. That's true. The local cultural aspects were really cool, and they shot in a
Cool.
beautiful location. Like,
Yeah.
so pretty.
And
Yeah, DeLorean says that finale. Yep, feeling that. And then also says I agree about that certain scene. Yeah, we're probably on the same wavelength here. I would watch these actors again though. Yeah, that was the thing, is I think that the actors were really interesting and their chemistry was cool and their acting was pretty decent. So yeah, Cognac Girl liked the characters. Yeah. I feel like
it was fun to learn more about Mongolia, and apparently they used a lot of symbolism in that show. And if you look up, like, even the flowers have some symbolic value. A lot of symbolism in that show, from
that's cool.
Mongolia, like local custom and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
I love that. That's great.
All right. So next is Forever You Beside the Sky, which ended. And I don't think they're going directly into the next story, because it's not like we saw a preview for the next story. So I think they're still filming story number 2, as far as I'm aware. Nevertheless, Beside the Sky is from Thailand. It is on WeTV, aka Tencent. It has 8 episodes of 50 minutes each. It's college romance.
Yes.
Classic college romance, except the depth of character was a lot more than your average college BL. I thought they did a fabulous job with the character arcs, and overall, I think the story in general is okay. Basically, it's about a kid who comes from a rough background, goes to college, meets has a found family kind of thing going on, and gets to re-explore his crush with somebody he's had a crush on for a long time, essentially. But he is such a really like in-depth character. It's pretty cool. So if you are okay with some triggering kinds of things, maybe, especially for like childhood drama, definitely worth checking out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I loved this one. I feel like I liked the first Forever You with
Okay.
Pond Earth and Maxi Bot. It was great, but this one I just felt like the story was really, really good. The way they did the plot and the script was really, really interesting. And Ton Liu, the one who plays the one who has the childhood trauma, like, wow, I was so impressed. He just was so believable. There are some scenes where he literally has to look like his soul is drained out of his body, and he does. Like, I fully believe that this person has been through childhood trauma, and I was really impressed with that. And so, yeah, I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be like another kind of fluffy thing, whatever. But I was like very pleasantly surprised with both. Even Beaver did really, really well with the acting also.
Right.
And even the core group of friends, it was cute to see, because you can tell like now they've been together for a million years. This cast has been together for a long time, and so they just have such fun chemistry on screen. Like both groups, like the doctor group and the like cute friend group, and so it was cute to see. All the characters are just so clear in this story. Like every single person has distinct personality, which is really fun. So yeah, I can't wait for the next story with Ngun and Oat. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, and I would recommend it too. And I'm coming from not having liked the first season as much. But I really was, yeah, so that made the second season really pleasant surprise for absolutely.
Yay.
And it seems like everybody, we have like Cognac Girl saying it's a very well told story in 8 episodes. That is a good point. 8 episode stories aren't all like the endings can be rushed.
Very true.
And
Yeah.
they did a great job with it not feeling too rushed. I saw some commentary saying it still felt a little rushed, but not too rushed.
DeLorean wants a do-over for season 1. I mean, it would be very interesting if they tried to do that, because I feel like the actors, it would end up being different because like the actors know each other more now and stuff like that. So it would be very interesting if they ended up doing that. But yeah, Katie, I don't believe it'll be on next week because Nun and Oates, I think they said in a recent live, I think they're on like Q5 or Q6 or something. Like they're not that far into filming their story. So we probably won't get the next story for, I would say, at least a few months.
Yeah, that makes sense. And other people didn't find it rushed. So I'm in that list. When I saw people saying I found it rushed, I was like, okay,
Yeah, I disagree. Yeah, I didn't think it was rushed at all. I felt like there was a beginning and an end, and I felt like they went through the whole emotional arc for both of them. I really liked how this played out.
Maybe those are people who read the novel or something and were missing something, but I personally haven't read the novel, so
me either.
All right. Bothers me a little bit, actually, that comparison. It's like, why are we comparing? Anyway, onwards.
No. Well, I think that's a good point, though, is that a lot of people who do read the novel, they end up getting upset with the adaptation. For example, like I saw that a lot with the Yota Gun story in Perfect 10-Liners. A lot of people who read the novel hated the series because I guess they made Yota a little more of a red flag, and they changed some other things about the story. So, like, I understand that, but for me, who didn't read the novel, I loved that story. I thought that it was really,
I love it. I'm rewatching it right now.
Yeah, right? So it's just like, it's interesting. I feel like I would almost want to read, if I was going to read a novel, I would want to read it after the series, because I feel like I don't want to go in with expectations that may or may not be met, because I just think that it's good to appreciate them as separate pieces of art, because you can't tell a story on screen the same way you do in a book, because it's a different medium. It's the same way if you were to adapt a movie into a play, like on stage, that would also have to be adapted, because you can't tell the story like on screen. Stories are told a lot without dialogue. Whereas in a musical or a stage play, it's all dialogue, because you don't have like, you're not going to want to watch someone sitting there eating. Whereas in a movie, there will be scenes where you watch someone sitting there eating, So it's like every medium has a way of telling the story. So yeah, that just to that point, I think that's a good point to bring up.
Let's hammer it home.
So we have
the TV adaptation cannot be like the book. For one thing, like, it's really, really hard to show inner monologue. Like you were talking about movie to screen, movie to stage, I'll talk about book to screen. And the biggest thing is the inner monologue that we get a lot of. And if you see people they do that, they do the voiceovers or whatever, they add it in. But it almost makes it seem like a cheap cop-out, because like those actors should be able to express those emotions on their faces, and we should be understanding without the inner monologue what is going on, right? Exactly. So it's like a whole different, the setting becomes more valuable in a way on screen.
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very different. Okay, onwards. We went off on a little tangent there.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, we had so many EP1s and so many finales all this week. Okay, so the next one is Love and Protocol. Love and Protocol was a short series on YouTube. It was a Korean one, and it had 4 episodes that were 10 minutes. So obviously binge that. That's fine. I thought, honestly, I mean, it's very short, but I thought it was interesting. I really
It
enjoyed, for one of
was.
those like short shows on YouTube, I really enjoyed the characters. I thought the acting was good, and I thought they had an interesting premise. I saw
Yeah.
some people being like, "Oh my gosh, the characters are so toxic," like after the finale happened, and I was like, I mean, kind of, but I feel like the way that they explained it at the end, I don't know. I didn't find it that crazy toxic. I was like, well, there's something that they said at the end where it was like, oh, that's fine for me. That so I don't know. It was about, so it's about two people who they, well, I don't know if I want to spoil it because the way the story was told, I feel like it kind of revealed it as it went. So, you know, I won't actually
Absolutely.
spoil too much of the plot.
Maybe just give the genre or something
Yeah, it was,
along
I
those
mean,
lines with a little extra.
I guess like romance drama. It also has to deal with psychological experiments. I guess I can say that.
Yeah, that works.
So there you go.
But I didn't find it particularly toxic either.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I don't know why. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that is that show. Is
Yes.
it worth watching? Oh, we didn't really say is it worth watching.
I think
It's only like 40 minutes of your time or less.
it's
I
worth
thought it was
watching once.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it
watch
was
it once.
interesting. It's like an interesting 40 minutes of your life.
Yeah. Is it worth watching more than once? Maybe not. It is one of those mid shows. We'll call them mid.
Yeah. Well, also I feel like it's one of those shows where like once you watch it once and everything's given away, it's not going to be as fun to watch the second time because you won't have
Yeah.
the memory of the first time. So,
And it doesn't have like a lot of little nuances to make a second rewatch. Like you get more from it. It's not like I'm sure
exactly.
if I had to watch Burnout Syndrome again, I would get like a whole new thing out of it, just
Yeah,
because there was so much to see. This is Love and Protocol was not that.
correct.
All right. Next is Sereno. It is from the Philippines. It's on Oxen YouTube channel. It is 10 episodes long, and those episodes are about 50 minutes, but they come in 4 parts. Fantasy, romance. Sereno means mermaid. That is essentially what the show is about. So according to my drama list, it is about a person also named Sereno who lives between two worlds, land, that of the sea. And then we have another person who, draws him out essentially. So it's a story about a mermaid or merman, I should say. It's a story about a merman. And it's not one that I have seen. I got through 3 episodes, 2.5 episodes. I stopped somewhere in the middle of episode 3. One character in particular, I just couldn't. So it's one of those situations that's happened to me a few times where there's a character and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. Sorry. It's one of those cases.
Yep.
And we have people having no comment. So this is a maybe skip it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I know Cognac Girl struggled to make it through. She made it through because she was curious about one plot point. And then we have somebody else who couldn't get through the first episode. Yeah. So there's that. I don't do this often on here. But yeah, this is one of those where we're like, maybe not.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either, but I do have a friend who watched it and she was like, it was an adventure. She was like, you have to watch it because I have no one else to talk about it with. That was where we were at. So I think I probably will watch it. Maybe if I do end up watching it, I'll come back and give you guys some notes. But yeah, I will say that with Oxen
Brave
films
soul.
in general, they tend to have those 1, 2, 3 characters that are just really you just can't get past, and so it seems to be a trope with them. But yeah,
If you take out the loud characters and most of the raunchiness, you might have a story. Not sure if it would be a good story, but one nonetheless. But she likes the OSTs. Thank you for the review, Cognac Girl. There you go. That is the this show.
I love that. I love that.
Love it.
See if there are any other comments. This time you. Katie says this time you made sure to do it right with Forever You. Okay, that's true. Me too about the order of doing the things. Yes. Also not sure that might have been about Forever You. Sorry, I didn't see it when you actually posted it about the order of doing the things. Love and
That would
Protocol.
probably be watching a show versus reading a book and what order to do them in.
Yes. Okay, this makes sense. Yes, I would rather watch the series and then read the novel. Okay, Love and Protocol was okay, lacked its own thing, specialty. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, and then all the comments about this one. Okay.
Okay. And then finally,
so, our last finale, finally. Whew. Okay. We have Reloved, which I have some thoughts about. If we have time, we're going to do Burnout Syndrome in the spoilers, but if we have a little bit of time, I might go into a little bit of how I felt about Reloved or how we both felt about Reloved. It's from Thailand. It's on iQIYI. It was 10, 15-minute episodes. It's definitely romance drama. I will say I loved it up until the last 3 episodes. They decided to do a plot. They used a plot device that I did not appreciate. And then I thought I didn't really like the finale either. And so it was sad to me because I really, really enjoyed the beginning of the series. I was like, this is going to be one of my top series. I love the plot. I love the characters. I love the acting. I was really, really into it. And then that happened. And it's just unfortunate how a couple things can really ruin a story. Right. It really didn't sit well with me. And so from being in my this is in my top 20 BLs, now it's on I don't know. It's not making the list anymore. So I would definitely say watch it. I like the first couple. Well, just watch it for the beginning of the series because I really, really liked the second couple. I really, really liked their story. And I just feel like,
the first 7 episodes.
Yeah, the first 7 episodes of their story. I enjoyed, and they're just really interesting actors. But I'm excited to see that both of those actors of the second couple, I don't know their names, I apologize, but it looks like they've joined Star Hunter. And so Star Hunter is one of the production houses. And so I don't know if they're going to still be working together or not, but I kind of hope they do because I really, really like their chemistry. So we'll see what happens with that.
Two fingers crossed for that one. Yeah. It fell apart. That story fell apart. And I think we have comments I still want to throw my shoe at the screen. I tried to watch it, but only lasted about a quarter of the first episode. I feel like we're all ready to stand around a burn barrel, burning our mementos of a failed relationship. So our relationship with Reloved, perhaps so. That one, they went the wrong direction with it, unfortunately. So some really interesting comments about it, though.
I love it. It was very, very upsetting. It was very.
It was, yeah. Okay, so we are doing this a little bit differently. Spoilers are actually going to last a while because we want to kind of dive into a story. It is almost going to feel a little bit different, like a separate thing. We're just going to run right into it though. So if you were just here for our general chat, good night and have a great week, and we'll see you all next week. For those who want to continue, we are moving into the spoilers primarily for Burnout Syndrome. If we have time, we're going to talk about Reloved and Forever You, and we're going to be probably taking about 30 minutes to do so.
Yay!
So yeah, extra 30 minutes to hang out. If you guys like that, stick around.
Thank you for everyone else who is running away. We appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week. All right. let's get into this. This is going to be so much fun because this series obviously was brilliant.
Oh.
Breathtaking, lots of B words. Okay, so the premise for Burnout Syndrome is complex.
Oh my gosh. It's just, it's so, the story is so sensual. Like, it's all about, because Gunn's character is an artist, and he ends up drawing these nude pictures of people, essentially, and they talk about how, like, flowers are used as symbols for, I don't know, what's a safe word for me to use on YouTube?
Okay. No.
Things down there.
You've got to be careful. We're on this show, I know, and the show is very something, but we can't say too much on YouTube.
Yeah.
About those some things.
So, and then it's just based on a lot of, like, it's based on a lot of desire, essentially, and desire for different things too, not just physical desire, but like desire to be seen, desire to be recognized for who you are and for your art and for what you do, desire to hide away, desire to like change who you are and to break out of your routine and what you've been doing for the last X amount of years. So so I feel like, it's just a lot about desire. So it was just really interesting.
It's true. So if I were to like summarize the general idea of what this plot is about, let me see if I can do this. It is about, like you said, the desire of this artist, right? But this artist, Jira, who is burned out, essentially, and goes to a bar that is for burned out people. And at that bar, he meets a tech guy, Peem, who they kind of hit it off intellectually. He likes talking to him. And he wishes he had feelings for him, so that they move forward. And then comes Go, who is the CEO of that same tech company. And and he asks Jira if he wants to work for him, essentially, by being him, right? And like praises his artwork and gives him a job and like gives him like a muse and all the things. And that's like the base of it, right? Is this like simple love triangle.
And then it becomes the pull of Jira saying, do I go for the guy who seems to be like this good person, or and that I don't have as much desire for, or do I go for the person who's clearly a black flag but that I have desire for and that I'm pulled towards? I feel like a lot of people in life this happens, like we deal with, do we go for our attraction and who literally pulls us to them, or do we go for the safer choice where we know it'll be more stable and we do still like them but we're not as drawn to them, sort of thing? So Jira is like weighing these options, and for him it also, there's more of a stake in it because his black flag is his muse for his art, and the other guy does not inspire his art. He does in one moment, but that's only when he like explodes with emotion. And so it's like, for Jira, there's more to it. It's not just about his actual desire. It's like, oh, like this person literally makes me feel inspired to paint, which is what his passion. And so that struggle is just fascinating to watch. And it's really cool.
Right. He knows that Ko is a black flag. He's well aware. He even calls him that. He's like, no, I'm not interested in you in that way because you are a black flag, even though we all know that he really is, because it comes out in his paintings, like the desire in his the sensuality and the I'm trying to think of words that are appropriate for YouTube, guys. So if I have like a blank loading stare, the loading stare is like, what can I say that is I mean, like the paintings are the 18 plus moments of this story.
Mhm.
Like they are the MC scenes.
Yes.
In all reality, there weren't really that many like explicit scenes in this story.
No, it's true.
The explicitness came from the paintings and what was coming out of Jira's imagination, which was really interesting and like created all sorts of interesting moments for the fans. I feel like watching the show, they had all sorts of feelings about those scenes that came across, me included. I was just like, oh, they're making me blush. The painting is making me blush. What is this
Right?
nonsense?
Yes.
Right?
One of my favorite moments was when Off's character and Du's character see their paintings for the first time. Like
Mm-hmm.
watching them react to them in real time. I mean, obviously as the character, it was like it was so interesting because you could see the desire, you could see the awe in what it represented, and the just like there were so many layers to their reactions because the paintings are very evocative, you know, like
Right.
they are evoking a lot of emotions, and so it's like, yeah,
I
that
wouldn't be
was,
surprised if they needed like to put a pillow in their lap kind of thing, you know?
yeah, sort of, and that, yeah, and that's what's like was so cool, and I also love that these characters are all flawed. There's not one character where you were like, they're a perfect green flag. It was like,
No,
no,
absolutely not.
they're all going through their stuff. They all make decisions. They all, I mean, that's what happens in real life. Like, none of us, I mean, well, I can't say none, but most of us have, like, we're not perfect green flags all the time. Like, we make bad decisions. We make, you know, we go with desire. We, you know, act first, think later, all that stuff. And so it was really cool to see. It just felt like characters just like trying to get through life, you know, like they're all
Hmm.
like burnt out in this bad mental space, and they're just trying to live their life and find something that inspires them and find something that makes them feel something. And I feel like that's a universal struggle, and so
So true.
I really enjoyed that.
Oh my goodness. All
Yes,
right.
had
So
flawed characters too.
let's see. Let's see. DeLorean, I think there was a lot of meeting the right person at the wrong time. Ko was moving out of his cave by Jira, but it hurts him in the process. But Jira can't bring himself to walk away.
Yes, very true. Okay, so Songbird, I don't know.
I think
Oh, go
Ko,
ahead.
I think Ko was Jira was good for Ko, but I don't know that that was like I know that like it seemed that Ko became his muse, but at the same time he was using him, so I don't feel like the it was good for him went both directions there. I feel like that was a one directional. It was good for him.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think um well, I think that the only way, well, no, because he kind of killed it at the end. So yeah, it was
He
like
did.
anything that was good about Ka's character for Jira was uh like counteracted by his end
Right.
decision. So actually, like, Songbird, I don't know if you had an idea of like where to go next, but I really wanted to ask and see like and talk about like how we felt about the finale.
We could talk about the finale, but I thought before that we should like give our little rating, or do you want to do the rating part at the end?
Oh, maybe at the end.
Okay, we'll do the rating part at the end. Okay, so we're talking finale of this show. Let me maybe just do a real quick recap of like what happened. We had that was post breakup,
Yep.
a year span,
Yep.
art show happening.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of that year, oh yes, and over the course of that year, over 257 days or whatever the heck that was, Cole came to sleep in front of Jira's apartment.
Yes.
And and Jira in his master work, his huge painting, uh painted his feelings each night as like a flower, essentially a different flower.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're referring to? Yeah, okay. And then in the end they did end up returning to each other, which I was like, No.
This is what I want to talk about. So I I well, here, since you started, do you want to expand on those feelings?
Why I was like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Cole, by using, like, Ko basically admitted that he didn't love Jira's artwork for Jira's artwork. He loved Jira's artwork for the use of it to, like, expand his AI's knowledge, right? Because at the base of it all, we have this AI argument and whether or not it's good or bad. And obviously, Jira as the artist is against it, and Ko is the one building it. And yeah, he uses his artwork for AI's knowledge and gets all excited when the AI creates an image similar to what he painted when they put in parameters. And Jira is absolutely heartbroken, as he should have been. And I feel like that was like an unforgivable moment, even if Code did come and spend the night. And in fact, that's almost creepy stalkerish. Like, why would you do that? Anyway, so my answer is no. What is that kid thinking?
Yes. So are you, do you have anything else?
Okay, I'm okay for now. You can go.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, here are my thoughts. So I was definitely like, oh my God, with the AI thing, because like Ko literally attacked the core of who Jira was. Even unknowingly,
Right.
like I don't think that Ko understood how much that was attached to Jira's identity personally, because Jira never really, like, it's not like they did deep talks or anything, but
Mm-mm.
it still was like, yeah, it was like that unforgivable moment. And I really wanted, after that happened, I just, because of the whole tone of the series and everything that they showed us, I just really wanted them to all end up burnt out, sort of in the same place they began at the end. I don't know
Sure.
why, I just felt like that would have been very like poetic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what would have, you know what I could have dealt with? I could have been like, it could have been one of those things where at the end, like maybe Jira and Ko like lock eyes across the room and then black or something like that, where it was like maybe
Sure.
it hinted that they would reconnect potentially. But I just felt like the actual reconnection, I mean, I understand the uh intention behind it, because, or the psychology behind it, because yes, people like Jira tend to go with their emotions. He was clearly attached to Ko in various ways. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yes, a lot of people in life do go back to toxic people. They do get pulled. They
Yeah.
do, you know, whatever. Like this happens.
Unfortunately, that would be the reality of it. It's not an unrealistic ending at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
I just, to me, it felt like a attempt at being like, look, it's still kind of a happy ending, but it's not a happy ending, because to me, I feel like they'll try the relationship for like 2 months and then it'll fail again, personally. And so it just felt
Yeah,
like,
probably.
I felt like I just didn't want that at the end of this story arc. I was like, okay, maybe that could be like season 2. But I just, to me, I felt like it would have been, like I said, like maybe Ko comes to the art gallery and they like look at each other and then it ends. Something like that. I don't know. I just felt like
Yeah.
you know, that was my feeling. I'm curious. I want to see what people thought in the comments. Jira gave him more art at the end. Yeah, very true. It fits the story in a real world way. Yeah, so I'm not mad at it. Okay. But it was still surprising. Yeah, no, that's true. That, well, another thing that surprised me too was, and I guess maybe artists do feel this way, but when when Due's character said, even if you sold this painting for like 1 million baht or whatever, you wouldn't be happy because it's personal to you. And he was like, Jira was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And I was like, really? I mean, I understood why, because, you know, it is personal to him, but I felt like the whole point, so much of the show was about him selling his art and wanting to feel
Mm-hmm.
validated as an artist and wanting to have someone appreciate his art. But then at the end, he's like, well, I wouldn't even be happy if someone appreciated my art and bought it, because so I was just like, so conflicting. I don't know.
I, Valerie is like, do you think most watchers would be able to handle the walk away that most of us were craving? That is a good point. There is a whole subset of watchers that might not have been able to handle an unhappy ending at the end of the day. Um,
It's
they
possible.
could have just like made it happy ending just because they knew that that would happen at the end of, like sometimes writers just can't quite bring themselves to ruin everybody's memory of the experience or whatever.
It's fair to say, but I feel like I think that the people who stayed to watch Burnout Syndrome would have been okay with it personally, because maybe not everybody, but that type of series is already kind of dark and like in that vein of like we're getting hurt. So I feel like it would have made sense. But I mean, I do get that. Like some people, because even people in Only Friends were angry that Mark and Neo's characters didn't end up together, when I was like, it was perfect the way it was because they shouldn't have ended up together. And like, that was the great ending of the story. So you might be right, where there might have been some people who were like, they didn't end up together, then what was the point? And so, yeah, maybe it's just the art in me, like the artist in me that I just like wanted
Yeah.
But
them all being burned out again would have been very poetic. I agree with that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
like I
But
just felt not like, and not saying that none of them grew, but just kind of been just kind of like, well, this was like a moment in time that happened, and then we all like had to step away from it because it was toxic, sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, I felt betrayed too, Valerie. I felt betrayed too. And Valerie says you absolutely don't want to sell some of your pieces. Okay, so that makes sense.
Good to know. I suppose that would be true. Like in that one, you have he had so much emotion wrapped up in that one. Like I'm sure some were angry flowers, some were happy flowers, some were sad flowers. I'm sure there was such a range of emotion coming off of him about that crazy. They didn't, you're right. They didn't even talk, well, at least not on screen. Their on-screen relationship between those two people was pretty like superficial at the end of the day, right? We just had Cole being quiet and Jared drawing, and I'm sure that was for hours, because paintings take a long, long time. Like that was hours and hours, and who knows? Maybe they talked in that time, but Jared doesn't strike me as the person who is a chatty painter. And then
no, I don't think they really ever. The only characters that really talked about stuff was Jira and I'm not going to remember her name right now, but Emmy's character.
Well, I think Jira and Peem also talked. At least it gave they
did
like feeling of talking, because I think that was the whole point. Is like Jira felt things for Ko, but he was talking to Peem. Like he didn't want to paint. He wanted to get to know him better and talk to him, right? Like he wanted to paint Ko. He wanted to talk to Peem. That was like the difference between the two of them.
Yeah. DeLorean, was it marketed as a romance though? I don't think it was marketed specifically as a romance, especially from the trailers and stuff, but there are a lot of BL fans who are like, happy endings forever. So I think even if it's not marketed as a romance, everyone kind of expects that anyways, which is like, I'm glad. I'm like, I wanted to branch out a little more, but well, for example, like Burnout Syndrome did branch out in the way that it told the story, and you can see that it had less fans. And I think that's just going to happen. Like, it's just going to be like a more niche thing. And if there was an unhappy ending story, that would also be a more niche thing,
Oh, but absolutely.
I do some fans would be happy. Like I felt the same way about Last Twilight. Although, yeah, we're in the spoiler section. Last Twilight, I wanted him to stay blind. I didn't want him to get his eyesight back. But
a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people who loved it. And after I watched it, I will say, after I watched Last Twilight a second time, I understood, knowing I learned what the director, what his core theme for the show was, which was hope. And he told me in an interview, and I was like, okay, I rewatched it with that in mind, and then I understood the ending. But as somebody who didn't know that his core message was hope, I was very upset because I thought the core message was something else. So it was like, yeah. So I
thought the core message had something to do with overcoming obstacles and like, you know, being able to be strong in the face of adversity. That the whole show was, yeah, that was how that came across to me too. So,
Yeah.
I they definitely framed that wrong if they were going for hope, you know? Or in a sense it could have been hope even if he stayed blind because he was able to do all those things. He didn't have
Yeah.
to have sight to do those things. That's not hopeful.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
that yeah, that would be a whole other conversation. But it just reminded me of like I accept
we're
like
on
a slightly unhappy ending if it fits the storyline, you know.
right? Man, oh man. Okay, so do you have a favorite character?
Oh man, I think I have to go with well, I have to go with Peem. I have to go with Peem. I it's part of it is because of Dew's ridiculous acting, but it's
Oh
also
my God.
because like I just enjoyed his arc. Like he is obsessive and he is oh, so this will lead into something I actually wanted to talk about with this. Okay, so I loved Peem because he's so analytical in the beginning. And I mean, he's still
Mhm.
analytical throughout, but he comes from like the data world and he comes from computers.
Sure.
And then he's not used to using emotion. He's kind of a playboy, they say. And then he
Mhm.
meets Jira, and then he as actually starting to feel something. And because he starts feeling something, he starts breaking out of his mold and he ends up like breaking his friendship with Ko a little bit and he ends up quitting his job. And all these things
Mhm.
happen. And then he gets to the point. I loved the fact that him and Ko had a fist fight at the end because I was like,
That was so
I feel
fun.
like the Peem of episode 1 would never have done that. And
That's
so
true.
Jira and his interactions with Jira and his emotional arc got him his like nerdy computer person who doesn't use emotion to get so emotional that he literally had a fist fight with his best friend. And I was just like, I absolutely loved that arc for him. And I just thought that
Mm.
it was so interesting and so like and I just felt for him. I know that, you know, he had some crazy aspects like tattooing
Just a little
something,
cray.
you know, but
Annoying.
even within that, I was like, he just wants Jira to like him, and Jira keeps giving
Mm.
him little inklings of hope, and then you know, and then it doesn't work, and then even when he like he looked at his painting that Jira did of him, and he was just like, it was just so. It's like the feeling of being almost chosen, you know, like the feeling
Right.
of like Jira clearly feels something for me, but just not as much as he feels for Ko. And that's just like, oh, that's so hard. I don't know. Yeah, so I loved him. I loved Peem. What
Yeah,
about you?
Dew is just fabulous. Okay. I'm going to go out on a little side limb here and go with Mawin. Mawin?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That would be Peem's ended up being his roommate, right? Like he lost
Yes,
his job, Peem felt bad, he took him in. And he's
yes.
like, for whatever reason, decided to become an actor. Anyway, okay, so the first thing is that they did a really excellent job of giving everybody a story at the end of the day. Like
Mhm.
maybe we didn't get as much depth as the three main characters, but we still learned quite a bit about this guy.
Yeah,
And I just love how he's always trying to bring Peem down and like ground him back in reality. He's like, dude, you realize that he might choose Ko because he's an artist and Ko is giving him money and they do that, right? Or like, dude, maybe you shouldn't have painted or not painted, gotten that tattoo or you know, all of these little things. Like he's trying to help Peem out, keep him grounded. And then the fact that he had his own moment of throwing the urine at fake Ko on stage. That had to have been ridiculously embarrassing at the end of the day. I don't know. Yeah. So, and I honestly, is it, yeah, AJ. AJ's acting. I mean, in the scene where they were, the moments where it was him and not Gunn in that like scene where they were acting together in front of the camera for that commercial shoot.
yeah,
Like he was brilliant. I'm like, let's see him in more things. Like
yeah.
he really did a lot with that character. I thought it was really, really good.
Same. Yeah, like he did really well. Yeah, we haven't seen the twins, AJ or JJ, really get to play like a more in-depth part. I feel like this is one of the most like character development one of his parts has had, and it was really cool. Yeah, I felt like he was really necessary to the story too, and like the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really agree. I did like him a lot. I almost for 2 seconds I was like, are him and Peem gonna end up together? But then it didn't happen.
Oh, that would have been so interesting, but yeah,
right?
no.
But I was like, yeah, no, I think Mawin is the token straight character in this show, probably. But yeah, DeLorean said Emmy and AJ were the like, are you kidding me, friends? They told their friends the truth even when it was ugly. Yeah, exactly.
True.
So it's like they were grounding them and bringing them back into reality, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, why are you wearing that shirt?
I know. Okay, I will say that I know that they tried to make it look artistic or whatever, but the wine shirt was really killing me. I was like,
oh my god,
this is not cute.
No, that one didn't quite work, did it? No, not quite.
To me, I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe someone else. It felt like one of those high fashion moments where you're like, what are they wearing? And it's just because the high fashion is crazy sort of thing.
And we're all confused.
Yeah, literally, I couldn't, but yeah. Yeah, so Mawin is a good pick. He's a good pick. I like that. Valerie says, oh my God, that fist fight was so well filmed. I agree. I feel like it was so good. And what I also loved about it too was it wasn't just like punch, punch, kick. There was like a lot of like grappling and a lot of like in between moments of the fight where they were just like trying to get their like hands on each other. And I felt like that's how a real fight goes, but we don't usually see that in a lot of action scenes. Like usually you'll just see like the big hits, you know, it'll be like, okay, here's a move and here's a move and here's a move, which is fine. But it just felt like it made it feel like this was just emotionally driven where they were just like, I have to like, you know, it wasn't like, like I really,
a realistic fight for men who don't know how to fight at the end of the day. Right?
Yes, that was another part that I loved too. It was like clearly neither of them are trained in fighting. They just want to like get their emotions out, and it was just like yes, I loved it.
Aim for the sensitive parts. I don't know. I wasn't sure if Mawin's dialogue was just the script or if he was really interested in Peem and hated Peem for using him as a stand-in for Jarrah, even though that it is what Mawin told Peem to do. I'm assuming that's that scene.
Yeah, the one that that was because that was where I was kind of like that's where I kind of got the inkling of like, are they gonna end up together? Because I wasn't sure if Mawin was entangling real feelings into that scene, but then I think I realized that I believed that what they were trying to do is that it was just acting and there wasn't any, you know, there weren't any real feelings in there. But
that just goes to show that AJ is great at bringing on a lot of depth to a character. That's really interesting to watch.
Yeah, totally. I think Girl is talking about the same scene. It went from laughable to absolute devastating. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
It was that whole scene was so well done. Apparently, Nucci, or I think that's how you say her name, Nucci, the director. Apparently, she gave a reference for that scene to Dew and Gunn during that. And so I'm not sure I wish I knew what movie or series she was referencing, but like she had a very clear picture in her mind of how she wanted that scene to be. And I think executed it very, very well. Like it was very emotional, and I love scenes that do tension really well, and the tension in that scene was crazy.
Absolutely. Man, they nailed that.
So I guess should we do our rating now? Is there
All right, let's do it. Okay, so out of 10 stars.
I mean, I give it 10 stars. I loved it.
Okay.
It is like I said, it's in my top 10, or it might be top 15 now, but it's in my top 10 or 15 Thai BLs. So
it's 9.6 for me.
Ooh, where's your 0.4? Because of the ending?
It lost a little bit because of the ending.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, fine.
Like
I'll
literally
give it
just the ending. The storyline is where it lost some points for me. And yeah, the rest of it were all tens. Like across the board, cinematography, like enjoyment level, acting was absolutely stunning. So yeah, just one little part of a point for me for the story.
Okay, fine. I'll give it a 9.8 then, because I also didn't love the ending, but yeah, everything else was like. So this ending was one where like I can forgive it, because like for like with Last Twilight, also I had some feelings about the ending, but I was like, because I loved the whole rest of the story so much, I can forgive that I don't love this ending. Whereas like Reloved, for example, I cannot forgive.
There you go.
So yeah, this one I'll be like, okay, because if I can understand why the writer did it, even though it's not my preference, I will give it, like, I'll give them points, you know, because I'll be like, okay, I get why they did that, even though that's not how I would have done it, sort of thing.
Absolutely. And Valerie, you give it a 10. DeLorean giving it a 9. Man, the
Yes.
whole point, not just a part of points. That ending must have really gotten to you. All right, guys, we are officially out of time. That was fun though. I think I liked that. I think that's the way we should do it.
Yeah, I like it
So,
too. I think, you know, just picking one that we can super dive into. Although I will just say, oh, Reloved. I can't.
well, if we
Anger.
don't have one to dive into, we can always go into one that ended a couple weeks ago, right? So,
Yeah, no, totally. Because I'm sure there will be some. I'm sure there will be some weeks when we don't have any finales. So then we can pick an old one and be like, we're gonna go into this one today.
yeah, I love it. All right, guys, until we meet again, have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST for the BL Week in Review.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much. It was so great. Bye.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
What happened?